All right, let's check this one out really fast. So I'm just taking my finger and I'm barring the 4th fret for the B and the F sharp. And I'm using this basic B minor chord position, 4, 4, 5, 7. So the root, the 5th, the minor 3rd, and the octave of the B minor. Now from there, I'm just playing the G string and the D string. And now I'm playing that 3rd. And now I'm using my pinky to get to that A, just to kind of, so my hand stays in this position. Now you don't have to do that. You can shift down to that B natural if you want, or you can voice this chord progression using your 2nd finger on the 4th fret of the G. Use your 2nd finger, your 3rd finger on the F sharp, your pinky on that D. And then you can have your 1st finger just poised and ready on that 2nd fret of the A. So that would be like this. Now for the next, and what's kind of cool about the mandolin and stringed instruments is there's so many ways that we can phrase this. And what we want to do is just come up with one that fits like the ergonomics of our hand, is playable, but more importantly, one that you just like the sound of. But right now, this is the way I've been playing it. Now I just take this B minor and I shift it down to the A position. So that's a bar on the 2nd fret of the G and D. I'm using my 2nd finger on the 4th fret up to get that C sharp on the A string. Now from here, we're just doing our basic sus chord shapes, which is just taking my 3rd finger and moving it from that 4th fret to the 5th fret, from that C sharp to the D natural, which is the 4th degree of the scale. So you've probably heard it before, right? Right, it's a very common rock sound. It's beautiful, right? And now we play that sus. Now you can hammer off to the open A, or I just use my pinky and throw it up to that 7th fret of the D string for that B. And now I go to the next chord, which is an E. Now I'm taking the 3rd out of this chord for this voicing and using my 3rd finger, but you could also use your 2nd on that 4th fret, which is the B natural on the G string. And then I'm playing the E and the B by barring my 1st finger on the 2nd and 3rd strings. So notice that's an E without that 3rd, which is kind of a cool sound. Right, instead of. So I'm using that voicing. You can insert whatever E you want there, and then I'm going from there. And I'm just taking that B goes down to an A on the G by barring, again, that 2nd fret. So it sounds like this. And then just repeats again. And this time it just stays on the E. Now, let's get to the cool part, right? The walk up. Now, I'm pretty sure Jerry starts this riff with a low E. I'm not 100% sure, but I know we don't have that low E, right? We're stuck with a low G. Now, we could do some creative tunings. We could get it if you wanted to, but I would say I'm cool with just doing, but this is just how I do it, right? I'm okay with just doing the walk up from the G sharp on the 1st fret of the G string, and I'm going 1, 2, 3. And now, when I get to that 3rd note, I'm shifting with that 1st finger back into that B bar shape, and I'm using that B as part of the phrase. So it sounds like this. Shift. now I just want to show you really quickly another E voicing that we can use that I play a lot when I'm doing the song. And that is taking my third finger and playing the E natural, not on the D string like we usually do, but playing it up on the 9th fret of the G string. And then I take my first finger and I put it on the 3rd, that G sharp, on the 6th fret of the D. Now from here, that gives us the root in the 3rd. And it gives us a cool A chord without a 3rd by playing just taking your 2nd finger and moving it up 1 fret to that 7th fret. So you go from the 6 to 7, keeping that E in the bass. And now with this one, because we have that high E in this E chord, we could throw in the 4th and the A if we wanted. You know, or if it is hit by accident, it's not a big deal. And then we can use that open A to kind of make this a little bit more of a lush A chord, or you can just skip it. All right, guys, have fun with this.